Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, it's a 10-minute foray into what's important in the world, at least sports-wise. We call it the 10-minute drill. Thanks for being with us here. You can watch this exciting endeavor. Where's this being broadcast right now, Beef?
Facebook Live on the
Facebook
1010XL
Live.
Facebook page. Join us.
What are we giving away today?
Later on today, we'll take a caller to get a fantastic prize pack. Dinner for two at Boston Sports Restaurant and Sports
Excellent.
Bar, I should say, plus free airport parking from our friends at usapark.net.
That's fantastic.
All right, let's get things started here. Listen, the Titanic officially sank yesterday. Look, we've claimed them dead for a few weeks in a row, but really, in reality, they weren't dead until yesterday. And it's the largest lead blown at home in the history of the franchise.
That
Dan.
hurts.
So, look, is the biggest frustration the lessons not learned from an AFC title game lost in New England? Because it played a lot like that one.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think the biggest frustration is probably the realization that you're not good enough. That I understand what you're trying to do, but you didn't win. I mean, had you won that game, you hang your hat on beating the Steelers and the Patriots, and you plow forward, and you're still in the hunt, and things are happening, but. I mean, I think you do have to take a long look at the offense, and there's just no balance. 1 week you throw it 31 times in a row, and then the next week you throw it 18 times total. I don't understand why they can't achieve balance in a football game. It doesn't seem that hard to me. Maybe it is. Maybe I don't understand. But there's no balance, and so. Yes, I like obviously the AFC Championship game. You lost that fourth quarter 14-3, 14-3, and you lost yesterday 14-0. So, all fair questions. What do you? You still have 6 games left this year. What do you do now to reboot? Because you've rebooted now 2 or 3 times.
Well, here's the problem.
So what do you do now to reboot? What are your goals as you move forward besides trying to win?
Well, that's a great question. A lot of times you turn to younger players, but thanks to injuries, they've already done that. So I don't think there is anything. I think there needs to be – I tell you what I do. I don't play Blake Bortles anymore. I don't. I'm playing Kessler. I'm playing Landry Jones. I'm seeing what veteran quarterback can give me stability while I go hire a quarterback consultant because I damn sure can't pick one on my own to draft me a quarterback in April. That's what I would do. I'm not playing him anymore. It doesn't. What does it do? Because what's the best that can happen if you play Blake Bortles at quarterback? The best that can happen is they win 5 out of the last 6. They finish 8-8, and you know what? You bring him back again next year. Bad plan. A bad plan that should have been noted last year when this team thrived on the seemingly impossible, creating points off of turnovers, leading the league in sacks, not turning it over themselves, not having any injuries. I don't know, but to answer your question, it's a good one. They're already to the bottom of the depth chart at so many positions. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do? Dan, only the Browns. Only the Browns. After a report breaks this weekend that among the folks they are considering for head coach or who they would like to interview for head coach is a person that has never played football, has never coached football, and with all due respect to sexism, is Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in on this one. I'll handle this one, Jeff. This one isn't the Browns. This one's Adam Schnepner. He had a bad day yesterday, and you know what, Schnepner?
That was irresponsible what he did with Jalen.
There ought to be some accountability, and shame on you for firing off. I honestly thought, and we were getting ready to do our countdown to kickoff program, so it was a big
I think he
story,
made it up.
We honestly thought somebody might have hacked into his system and threw a couple out there because the Ramsey thing is at least, you sit there and you go, whoa, is this true? And we checked and double checked, and I know everybody said, what are they going to say? No, it's a no. They're not Why would you? That's the dumbest thing you've ever heard. The guy's under contract for like 2 or 3 more years.
He's a great player.
And he's a great player. You don't trade. Again, are you the Oakland Raiders? You're not the Oakland Raiders. You don't trade away
they look a lot like
great players. And then Schnackner fires back with
I believe it's Schefter.
What is it?
Schefter.
Okay, so then Schnittner comes back with this Condoleezza Rice mumbo jumbo, which, again, with all due respect to Condoleezza Rice, who's a great lady and an avid,
very proficient
sportsman, and seriously, man, come on.
No, I can't. Is it even true? I mean,
huh?
They're interested in what Rice, quote, could bring to the
No, they're
position.
not.
And the
She says she's not ready to coach the Browns, but she does hope the NFL brings women into the coaching profession.
Of course she does, and that's fine. And however you want to do it, do it. I don't care. But that was awful. That was idiotic by
Shoopaloop.
What's his name?
Schefter.
Yes.
Schefter.
Speaking of Jalen Ramsey, that's the all-pro corner that we've been longing to see this year. That cornerback yesterday was the best in the NFL. That cornerback yesterday, I'm gonna give you a little inside story here. Antonio Brown is a baller and a yapper and had our team so frustrated. I'm not going to name names, but there was serious talk towards the end of that game of perhaps if anything happens to Antonio Brown, I'll just say this. There are some suspects on the Jaguars football team, and I'll leave it at that. Don't ask me for any more information.
The trash talk, though? Yeah.
The trash talk.
Ben Roethlisberger put his head. See, here's the difference in the Steelers and the Jags.
Yeah.
The Jags trash talk Ben Roethlisberger. He took care of it on the field.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he's not talking about
Yes, he did. But anyway,
hypotheticals.
Back to Jalen Ramsey. Listen. I think they might have completed 2 passes against him yesterday, and I honestly believe that we were in Big Ben's head. I think we were in Big Ben's head. And if Walt Anderson's boys might have had a clue yesterday, we might have had 5 picks instead of 3.
I'm disappointed.
Come on, Walt.
I'm disappointed that egregious call became nothing because it didn't matter. They ended up getting the ball.
Sure.
They intercepted in the end zone. They scored a touchdown. So there is nothing better that could have come out of not calling that penalty on Calais Campbell. It didn't affect
even the one on Hayden, which was a penalty. The flags were so late.
They're late.
So late.
That bothers me.
Oh, okay.
They let the sideline call it.
You missed it.
Right.
They'll let it go.
And then, you know what they do too? I don't like this either. I'm seeing this not just in the Jag game, but a flag comes in late. The officials gather.
Yeah.
To look at the screen.
Yeah.
To look up at the big screen and what that's showing.
Absolutely.
It's weak.
I'll tell you another one off the beaten path. FSU BC on Saturday. I mean, Boston College had a hold on a play, and they waved it off out of the blue.
I didn't understand that.
It was mind-boggling.
Yeah, that was obvious.
But Walt and the boys yesterday.
They stuck it to the Jags pretty good.
Stuck it to them.
Look, that's what happens
because
with
Calais,
losing teams.
you want to call that on Calais? It's bad enough, okay? But then they did the same thing to Bortles, no flag.
Well, they never call anything on
no,
Bortles.
It's ridiculous.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit later on how we can fix this quarterback position. It needs fixed. I mean, enough already. Enough of the head in the sand, pie in the sky.
Yeah.
Front office cliche garbage. We're not buying it anymore. So Tom and Dave and all of them involved, no. We say no.
I need a number, Danny.
I needed one more question for you.
my bad.
Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I have this question
like
for
a
you.
wrap-up.
It did.
Well, no, it did. That's fair. FSU made this week's game a game. That heave to Terry to give them a win puts bowl eligibility back on the table, and it gave us our only hook to Florida State outside of the natural rivalry. So my question to you is it more important to each program, okay? Which is more important? Which is the bigger boost to either program? That the Gators win that game and get a New Year's Six bowl, they're featured in the Fiesta or the Peach or the Sugar, or that the Noles win and just continue a bowl streak?
Oh, you want me to say it publicly? I'll say it publicly. You want me to put it out there? I'll put it out there. I'll say it right here, right now. To you, I'll say it to Lauren Brooks.
Shoot.
I'll say it to Beef. I'll say it to every one of you Googans. Both Nola and Gator out there. Listen closely to me. There's still a lot of football games left to be played this football year, okay? Tons of them. We got 6 weeks of NFL football left. We've got regular season college football. We've got conference championship games. We've got playoffs and bowl games. We've got high school state championship games. And there's only one game I care about the rest of the year that I honestly want my heart and soul are out there on. Florida must beat Florida State Saturday.
Florida Gators are national champions.
5-6 versus 8-3 nationally. Noon game. Nobody gives a rat's rear end. But if you don't think this is like 11-0 against 11-0, you're out of your mind. This is huge, monumental. You have a chance. FSU is fighting for something that is desperately important to them and meaningful. And Florida has a chance to go to a New Year's Six Bowl to stop the streak of 5 straight and 7 of 8. And most importantly, no, I won't. And most importantly, if you don't think Willie Taggart ain't going to go around this state, if they win and say, hey, man, we suck this year, we still beat them, this is a recruiting battle. This is it. So I just said it. I said it. I don't care. I don't care. There's no game that means anything. I don't care what happens the rest of the way. The Jags are dead. This is it. And Seminole fans should feel the same way. It's 5-6 against 8-3 Armageddon.
Well, we'll have much more on that as we go through this short week. With
And by the way,
holiday
I'm not embellishing here. I want you to understand that. I mean it.
I think there are a lot of Florida and Florida State fans that would feel that way. It's not a title year, but it's certainly bragging rights, and there are repercussions. We've said all along these two first-year coaches are going to establish some footing based on what they do on the recruiting trail in the season and against each other. So I'm with you on that. By the way, UCF had that big win on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm not sure UCF fan even knows how big it was coming up at 8 o'clock. We're going to have to go get some paint. They're going to need more paint at Central Florida. A momentous win that I don't think the sports world has stumbled upon yet.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's coming up as well. We'll do some proven performance, see how the Friday 5-pack went, and
Yeah,
more when we return on the Monday Morning Quarterback, DivorceMenOnly.com.
Danny, I need a number.
Number 5.
Caller number 5, 641-1010. Gonna get yourself dinner for 2 at Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar, plus complimentary airport parking from our friends at USAPark.net. Call number 5, 641-1010.